If you need a phone that can take a beating, survive extreme outdoor trips, and last for days on a single charge, you're in the right place. But can a phone really survive a 10-foot drop onto concrete, water submersion, and still perform like a modern smartphone in 2026? Today, I'm showing you 5 phones that prove it's totally possible. These are the top 5 best rugged phones of 2026, built for extreme durability without compromising on speed or battery life. Let's check them out. Product links are in the description. Starting off my list at number 5 is the 8849 Tank 4 Pro. What really impressed me is that it packs several unique features you simply don't find on most smartphones. The first thing that stands out is the built-in 100-lumen DLP projector. Whether you're watching a movie, sharing photos, or giving a quick presentation, it's surprisingly useful and makes this phone different from almost every other rugged phone on the market. It's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 8300 processor with 32 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, so everything feels fast and responsive. The 6.73-inch 2K Plus AMOLED display looks sharp, supports a 120 Hz refresh rate, and gets bright enough to stay visible outdoors. Battery life is another huge advantage. The 11,600 mAh battery easily lasts through long trips, and 120-watt fast charging gets you back up quickly. I also like that it supports reverse charging, so you can use it as a power bank when needed. You get a 50-megapixel main camera, a 64-megapixel night vision camera, a 50-megapixels telephoto camera, and a 32-megapixel selfie camera, giving you plenty of flexibility in different situations. On top of that, it comes with IP68 and MIL-STD810H protection, a super bright 1200 lumen camping light, plus 5G, Wi-Fi 6, and NFC. My only complaint is that it's pretty big and heavy, so it isn't the most comfortable phone to carry in your pocket every day. Still, for around $681, I think the 8849 Tank 4 Pro offers incredible value. If you want a rugged phone packed with unique features, massive battery life, and flagship-level performance, this one is an excellent choice. Coming in at number 4 is the Ulefone Armor 34 Pro. After checking out everything it offers, I can say it's much more than just a rugged smartphone. It feels like a phone, a power bank, a projector, and a camping tool all in one. The first thing that impressed me was the 25,500 mAh battery. I honestly don't think battery anxiety is something you'll have to worry about here. It can easily last for days, and when you finally need to recharge, the 66-watt fast charging saves a lot of time. I also like that I can use it to charge other devices with reverse charging. Another feature I didn't expect to enjoy this much is the built-in 150-lumen projector. It's great for watching movies, sharing presentations, or reviewing documents almost anywhere. The autofocus, keystone correction, and powerful speaker make it much more useful than I expected. Performance also feels smooth in daily use. The Dimensity 7300, 32 GB RAM, and 512 GB storage handle multitasking without any issues. And the large 120 Hz display makes everything feel fast and responsive. I was also surprised by the cameras. The 50-megapixel main camera takes nice photos, and the 64-megapixel night vision camera is genuinely useful when shooting in complete darkness. Of course, it's built for tough conditions, with IP68 and MIL-STD810H protection. Plus, you get a bright camping light, 5G, Wi-Fi 6E, and NFC. My only complaint is the size. Because of that huge battery, it's definitely heavier than a regular phone, so carrying it in your pocket all day isn't the most comfortable. Still, for around $699, I think the Ulefone Armor 34 Pro is an excellent choice. If battery life matters more than anything else, and you want a rugged phone packed with useful features, this one won't disappoint. At number 3 is the Blackview XPLORE 2. And after using this phone for a while, I can say it's one of the best value rugged phones I've tested. What impressed me first was the performance. The Dimensity 8300 processor, paired with up to 36 GB of RAM, handled everything smoothly. Whether I was gaming, editing photos, or switching between multiple apps, the phone stayed fast and responsive. The 6.73-inch 3.2K AMOLED display is another thing I really liked. It's sharp, colorful, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes scrolling and gaming feel incredibly smooth. Battery life is excellent too. The massive 20,000 mAh battery easily lasted me for a couple of days without worrying about charging. And when I finally needed to plug it in, the 120-watt fast charging got it back up surprisingly fast. The reverse charging feature is also useful if you need to power another device. The camera performance was better than I expected. The 50-megapixel main camera captures detailed shots, while the 20-megapixel night vision camera is really useful in dark environments. Since it's a rugged device, durability is exactly what you'd expect. With IP68, IP69K, and MIL-STD 810H ratings, I never had to worry about using it outdoors. The dual camping lights are also brighter than I expected and genuinely useful at night. The only downside is that it's still a fairly large and heavy phone because of the massive battery. But overall, for around $559, if you're looking for flagship-like performance, an amazing display, long battery life, and rugged durability without spending a fortune, this phone is definitely worth considering. At number 2 is the AGM G3 Pro, and after using this phone, I can honestly say it's built for people who need more than just a regular, rugged smartphone. The feature that impressed me the most is the built-in thermal imaging camera. I tested it in low-light conditions, and it was surprisingly useful for detecting heat sources that a normal camera simply can't see. If you work in construction, inspections, or spend a lot of time outdoors, this feature can be a real game changer. Performance has also been solid. The Dimensity 7300 processor, along with 24 GB of RAM and 512 GB of storage, kept everything running smoothly. Apps opened quickly, multitasking felt effortless, and I had no issues during everyday use. The 6.72-inch 120Hz display looks smooth and responsive, whether you're scrolling through apps or watching videos. Battery life is another big plus. The 10,000 mAh battery easily lasted me more than a day with heavy use, and I liked having support for wired, wireless, and reverse charging. The camera setup also exceeded my expectations. The 64-megapixel main camera captures detailed photos, while the 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera gives you more flexibility when shooting landscapes or group shots. As expected from a rugged phone, durability is excellent. With IP68, IP69K, and MIL-STD 810H ratings, I never had to worry about using it in rough conditions. The bright 1000 lumen flashlight and loudspeaker are also surprisingly useful when you're outdoors. The only downside I found is that the US version officially supports T-Mobile only, so carrier compatibility can be a limitation for some users. Overall, for around $699, if you want a rugged phone with a professional-grade thermal camera, dependable performance, and features that are actually useful in the field, this one is definitely worth checking out. And finally, at number 1 is the Ulefone Armor 29 Ultra. After comparing all the rugged phones on this list, this is the one I'd pick. It delivers flagship-level performance, an amazing camera system, and battery life that's honestly hard to beat. The first thing that impressed me is the performance. It's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus processor with 32 GB of RAM and a massive 1 TB of storage, expandable up to 2 TB. No matter what you're doing, whether it's gaming, multitasking, or editing videos, this phone handles it with ease. The cameras are another reason it ranks at the top. The 50-megapixel Sony IMX989 1-inch main sensor captures excellent photos and even records in 8K. You also get a 50-megapixel ultra-wide camera and a 64-megapixel night vision camera, so you're covered in almost any situation. I also like the small rear AMOLED display. It's great for checking notifications or using the rear cameras for high-quality selfies. The 6.67-inch AMOLED display looks fantastic too. It's bright, colorful, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes everything feel smooth. Even under direct sunlight, visibility isn't an issue. Battery life is easily one of its biggest strengths. The massive 21,200 mAh battery can last for several days, and the 120-watt fast charging helps you get back to 100% much faster than you'd expect. It also supports reverse charging, which is always a nice bonus. Of course, it's built for extreme conditions, with IP68, IP69K, and MIL STD810H protection. You also get a bright camping light, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 5.4, NFC, and plenty of premium features. My only complaint is the weight. At 688 grams, it's much heavier than a regular smartphone, so you'll definitely notice it in your pocket. Priced at around $949 on Amazon, if you want the best performance, the best cameras, and incredible battery life in one device, this is the one I'd recommend. And that's my list of the best rugged phones you can buy in 2026. If this video helped you find the right rugged phone, don't forget to like and subscribe for more honest tech reviews and buying guides. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.